Hey everyone, this is Lomi, and today I'm working on making a wig for Envesi, my Souldoll Paratiisi I just finished painting. I've made her a wig cap using lightweight jersey fabric and a single layer of fabric fusion glue. This makes a cap that's soft and fairly flexible, but not stretchy and not too thick. The wig I'm making is white, which is why I picked this color of material. Using a flesh-toned wig cap just looks like the doll's scalp, while matching the material to the wig color helps hide glue and imperfections. Even when you're doing your best, sometimes things turn out with imperfections, like my nail polish, which randomly didn't dry and got messed up right as I sat down to make this. Oh well, they probably would have gotten messed up with the glue and such anyway. So for this wig, I'm using white alpaca, which has been washed and combed but hasn't been flat ironed. I want this doll to have some wave in her hair, and the natural waviness of Surrey alpaca is perfect for that. I'll be making this wig using a direct application method, spreading a small amount of glue on the wig cap using a popsicle stick, and then pressing the end of each lock into the glue. I smooth down the ends with the stick and add a little more glue to ensure it's well adhered. You can see that my doll herself is covered with a plastic bag from my last craft supply run to protect her face and body from the glue. Most of the process is pretty repetitive. I've made wigs on my channel before, and even though I try to do things a little differently each time, there are only so many ways to do this kind of project. Mixing up the wig cap material and the type of glue I use is one option. I normally just use PVA glue, which is white school glue like Elmer's or something similar. The main reason I like PVA glue is that it doesn't really change the color of the fiber where the glue is, and most doll wigs don't need regular washing or styling, so the glue being water soluble isn't a big deal. Even when you use PVA glue, a surface wash or restyle or even a quick rinse isn't a problem, as long as you allow the wig to dry thoroughly before you brush it again. But for this particular wig, I plan to do all the styling with water, and I expect the fiber will get quite wet, especially since after I make it, I'll need to dampen and brush it to encourage the strands to return to their natural waviness. Because I know this wig will be exposed to a lot of water, and I'll need to wet it down again every time I brush and restyle it to ensure it stays wavy, using a waterproof glue like this fabric fusion glue is my best option. Knowing the needs of your project goes a long way to ensuring it turns out well, because that allows you to ensure you're selecting the best materials for each job. All in all, it doesn't take a lot of glue for this project, maybe like a teaspoon total. This glue is a bit more expensive than some options, but it'll go a long way, and it'll let you make a lot of wigs. Once I get closer to the top and front, I begin to angle the locks back from her face, since her hair will have a pulled back style. I still want some strands that will hang down in front of her ears, but these uppermost layers shift to suit the style. I can only go so far before I have to stop and let this dry though, so I leave the top for the next day, then resume. The front edge of the wig will be made using wefts I had left over from another wig. Even though these wefts were made with PVA glue, since they're being adhered with fabric glue and having glue spread on top of the weft too, the waterproof glue will seep in and make this water resistant too. I position the hair along the front edge with the hair hanging down in front of the doll's face. It'll be folded back from the hairline and go across the top of the head. Of course, that can't be done right away. This will need to dry several hours before I can style it, so I try to finish all the gluing now. I use a few more loose locks to finish the top, but I'll also add a few additional locks to the sides. because that allows me to hide the corners of the wefts that might otherwise be exposed when the top is folded back. I had hoped to be working on some other projects this month. This wasn't originally the doll I thought I'd be focusing on. I wanted to get my modifications done, but I wasn't able to get some of the materials I need to finish those projects. And now with all the local supply stores I rely on closed for who knows how long, I have to work with materials I have on hand instead. I've ordered a lot of things online, but shipping is delayed since they're not essential to daily life. You never can predict what life will throw at you. Sometimes the best you can do is just try to relax and go along for the ride. My daughter is out of school now until the end of April, possibly for the rest of the school year, so I won't have nearly the amount of time I thought I would have to work on doll projects or books. I have plenty I can keep busy with because I have a really well-stocked studio, but finding time to do it is gonna be hard for me. Evie is old enough now that she wants to join me in working on some projects. I might let her. I don't know, maybe it'll be Lomi and Evie's playground for a little while. Once the wig has thoroughly dried, I comb everything out. The shedding you see is pretty normal. There are always loose hairs that don't get glued down. Then I sweep back the wefts at the front and start using water to style them. I want this wig to retain a lot of natural volume in addition to the waviness, so I won't use heat to style it at all, and instead I'll rely on just water to make it do what I want. The water causes the locks to clump up a little, so there's a bit of space between them after they're combed back, but once everything is completely dry, it should fluff up beautifully and look pretty nice. The wavy locks around her shoulders will fluff up too. Of course, since the wig is kind of long and heavy and all the weight is on the back, it slides backwards on her head, so a good way to combat that will be adding a bit of velcro to the inside of the wig and glue velcro on her head cap so it'll always stay in place. But otherwise, it's done. Next, I'll have to make her a dress. That's all for today though. Thanks for watching. Bye.